Train your physical and your mental every single day. The best two ways I've found for your physical and your mental is working out for your physical and reading books for your mental. Those two things combined have helped me tremendously in my life, leveling up my career, leveling up my mindset, leveling up my fitness, of course, leveling up my communication skills, because the more you know, the better you are with people. It's leveled up everything about my life. And if you want to improve your life, I would highly recommend working out every single day to improve your physical, and reading at least 10 pages every single day of a nonfiction book to improve your mental. If you do those two things, which, by the way, nobody does these two things. If you do these two things, you're going to stand out. If you look at the average person walking around, they're not working out and they're not reading books. Those two things set you apart tremendously. If you come in fantastical physical condition and you're just jacked, and you also have an amazing mind and you're smart and you know things and you read books, you set yourself apart. People don't do these things because they're hard and they're boring, but they make you better. That's the main thing, is these things make you better. You need to be better. You need to be good at what it is that you do. And you need to read about things that you're trying to work on in life right now, or just read about history if you like history, or read about money if you like money, read about girls if you like girls, read about working out if you like to work out. Like, read about non-fiction, anything non-fiction. Like, if you want to be the best guitar player in the world, read every single book there is on guitars. I guarantee you'll be a better guitar player if you read that. Guarantee you. There's no way. Now, of course, you have to play the guitar to get better, but what I've found has been the most beneficial is, when I'm working out or when I'm reading these books, is that when I'm implementing them, because obviously you have to implement when you read. When you implement these things after you read, you start to realize this in your own life, of when you're implementing them, what you're doing with your time, what you're doing with your energy, and what you're doing. You're starting to pay attention to these things, because normally you're not paying attention. Oh, I'm just gonna do that. No, when you read a book and you're zoned in and you read a gem from a book, you apply that now to what it is that you're doing in real life, and that's what makes it better. That's the best way I can explain reading books, is that when you come across a situation in your own life, you'll remember what you read from a book. This happens to me all the time, is that whenever I'm living my life and something happens, I remember reading a book to handle the situation a certain way, because I remember reading that in a book. Because I read that in a book, I now would handle the situation differently, because I read that. That's why knowledge is power. That is literally why knowledge is power. Knowledge will help you in every single scenario in life, every single one. The more you know, the better your life is. So you have to get good at knowing things. That's why read every day. That's why work out every day. Also, your physical is extremely important. If you just come in jacked, you're perceived differently than someone who's fat or who's skinny, and that's just the way the world works. So, there's some things you can't control, like your height. You can't control your height. There's some things you can't control, like your you can't control your race, what race you're born with, white, black, Hispanic, Asian. You can't control that. And you can't control your height, but you can control how hard you work. You can control the effort you put in every single day. You can control how many pages you read every day to better up your skill set. You can control how many hours you put into your craft every day. You can control how much you work out. You can control the foods you eat. You can control the drinks, whatever drinks you drink. Whatever, all those things you can control. So these are the two things that I recommend you do: physical, working out every day; mental, reading books every day. These two things will absolutely transform your life, guaranteed. I remember reading in Cali Muscle's book, the number one thing I took away from Cali Muscle's book, this guy went to prison, now he's a millionaire. All he did in prison was work out and read books, and now he's a millionaire. Because you have all that time in prison just to read, so that's what he did, and you're more knowledgeable now. The more knowledgeable, the more you read. So that's the video I have for you. If you like this video, like the video, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.